Okay, people. So, you know what I'm saying? There's the flat earth theoriers, you know what I'm saying? Back in, it was 2016, it was very big. The flat earth people was talking about, is the earth round or flat? Round or flat? You know who started that? He was started by, the guy who started it, started the theory, and people, you know what I'm saying, talking about it on social media was Rob Skiba. And he died today. I'm not going to, I'm just going to let the white man tell you, because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you guys don't want to hear the nigga. So I'm going to let the white man tell you, and I might chime in from time to time. Let's go ahead. Come on, white man.
At the end of TFR on Wednesday night, people were posting in the chat that Rob Skiba was dead from COVID-19, and I thought people were joking. Rob Skiba has the show directly after mine every Wednesday night on Truth Frequency Radio, and, you know, it's no secret that him and I mean, we weren't like enemies or anything, but so often he'd start his show by making a joke about my show, and I don't understand all those people over there and all that number junk that they're talking about. He'd say things like that so often at the beginning of his show. And his thing was flat earth and Jesus. You know, he's a big flat earther. And they're reporting that he's dead from COVID. And the thing about Rob Skiba is I didn't know him in person, but it looked like he took good care of himself. They're saying he was 52 years old. You know, he had a good physique. You know, he looked like a very healthy man. I mean, I find it all kinds of suspicious that a man who's not so old, again, 52, they're saying is his age of death, a man who looked like he took care of himself would die from COVID at such a young age. But, again, I wish, I hope that this isn't true. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks, is this even true? Is he another person being used to make a story like the one we're hearing about now? Again, I don't know. For all of you guys who say TFR is a network of shills and I must be a shill because I'm on there, you guys, again, TFR was something I was invited to in 2016. I've been on there ever since, but it's not like there's any TFR news headquarters or place that we gather. Nothing like that's ever happened. It's just Chris Gio runs the network, who's a great dude, and you know, he set up his software so I can access on Wednesday night and do my show, but all the years I've done it, Rob Skiba's been the show right.
Come on, white man. We don't want to hear all that. Just get to the point. Just get to the point, white man.
After me, and what weirds me out about this is not only is his show right after mine, but he died on the 1-year anniversary of all the retailers selling my book about COVID and what's really going on. That Amazon and all them put out the book on October 13th, 2020. And I still don't know for sure why that was the date. I got my copies of the book in September and started selling them, you know, from me to the people who ordered them from me. But Rob Skiba is now dead on the 1-year anniversary of my book going for sale on all these retail outlets. But,
that makes me think a little bit of something about you, white boy. White boy, that makes me think that, you know what I'm saying, even though you putting this truth out, that makes me think that you might be a motherfucking shield. But you know what I'm saying? Because you know what shields do. Shields give you information. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Shields give you some truth just to reel you in. Because the elites want what? The elites want you following people that they can control. Not people that's not in their control. You see? So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you pointing out all these obvious things about this flat earth theory. You know what I'm saying? And how he's connected with your book and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? If he's connected with your book and if he's connected with you, then obviously you are a shield. But thank you for the information, though, because you are bringing out some good information.
Here, let's just look at everything that's super suspicious about the day he died and the age of death. He was 52, meaning he was in his 53rd year of his life. And when I read these articles about his death, you know, a lot of them are making fun of his quote about how he, you know, he's saying the people who got the vaccine might not be here in 3 years, and then they're pointing out that he's just dead not long after making those remarks. But,
So before he died, he said the people that got the vaccine might not be here in 3 years. Well, I could have told you that, but go ahead.
Everyone's out that his company was Kingsgate Media. And remember, coronavirus. Corona means crown, right? The king wears the crown. He had his own company, Kingsgate Media.
Kingsgate Media. Now, who are the original kings on this earth, people? The 12 tribes of Israel. The black people. We are the original kings on this earth. And what about gates? Well, if you go to the book of Revelations, it tells you about the 12 gates for the 12 tribes. Each tribe has a gate. So, yeah, I think this is a shield. But thank you for bringing the information, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you giving the information, shield. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take the information, but you know what I'm saying? We definitely ain't going to follow you.
And don't forget, the first confirmed case in the world of coronavirus outside of mainland China was in King County, where the Space Needle is across the street from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, right? But Kingsgate Media has that gematria of 82. And in light of him dying at age 52, again, he died in his 53rd day of his age, or 53rd year of his age. COVID has that gematria of 53 forwards, 82 in reverse. COVID 5382. You know? And again, first confirmed case in the world in Seattle, which is 82 land. That's where they've been testing out those 82 pills that Merck's gonna put out. Here's the other thing about this. They're saying he died October 13th, right? This year, that day had the 44, 64, 28 numerology. It was the kill day for the month.
Mm-hmm. What did I always tell you about 44, people? 44 and 64. The two dates, two numbers, not dates, but numbers that correlates death.
So he dies from COVID on the kill date? I mean, this is all kinds of suspicious. But as I think about this story, if he's really dead, I just think about the many times he started his show by taking a stab at me in our show, in our community. I don't know what all those guys, all that numerology nonsense over there they're doing. And honestly, part of the reason he might have said that is because I was always, bashing the flat earth movement. Which, again, I feel rightfully so. Like I was saying in 2015, how's the argument over the shape of the earth going to help us get out of the agendas that are coming? Again, I was telling you back in 2015, 2020 would be the year.
Because that was a distraction. The elites put that damn guy, what's his name? John Skiba? What's his name? Let me see. What's his fucking name? Let me see what the nigga name is. What the nigga name is? Rob Skiba. Yeah, Rob Skiba. That's the name. Rob Skiba. Because, the flat earth theory, that was a distraction. And guess what? It did cause a major distraction, you know what I'm saying, and made people divert their attention to wondering whether the earth is flat or round. But if you want to know really what is the earth, all you have to do is go into scriptures. If you go to the book of Revelations, the Bible says, and I saw 4 angels, you know what I'm saying, on, at the, 4 angels, each at the 4 corners, each hold, 4 angels holding back the 4 winds from the 4 corners of the earth. I'm roughly paraphrasing, so don't quote me on the exact thing it says, but I know it says I see 4 angels from the 4 corners of the earth holding back the 4 winds. You know what I'm saying? That winds mean destruction, holding back the destruction upon the earth. But he says 4 corners. You know what I'm saying? A round ball is not corners. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to know the truth, all you have to do is go into the scripture. It'll clearly tell you. But people don't go into the Bible. So that's why they have the flat earth theorists. Let's go ahead.
Of the next big New World Order push, 19 years after 9/11 and the 19 hijackers. And then not only was I right about that, but they had to say it was COVID-19. And now look, you got Rob Skiba, who was kind of always making fun of what I was teaching while promoting Flat Earth. you know. And it looks like he's the latest to go out in a numerical ritual. So it's amazing how much media coverage this is getting. I didn't realize that Rob Skiba had this kind of following. I mean, he was the number one trending thing on a lot of sites yesterday since the news broke late October 13th. And yeah, I'm just sitting over here scratching my head going like, okay, this is so weird, man. The dude who has the show Aftermind, and on the 1-year anniversary, the day they started selling my book. I mean, they might have started selling my book that day because it was the 113 date and the day leaving 79 days left in the year. I didn't choose it, but that's how it worked out. So it seemed like I didn't understand why it took so long for my book to come out. If you remember a year ago, I was complaining. I was like, why don't they just start selling it now? Like, why do we have to wait all this time? If I can get the copies of the book in September, I don't understand what we have to wait for. But yeah, it seems so weird. It seems so weird.
Oh, come on, you shield. You know what you had to wait for. You had to wait for the stars to line up. The elites had to line your book up with this guy. And once this guy, you know what I'm saying, his stuff dropped, then your book dropped. You got to be, you know what I'm saying, when you pass your soul through the fire of Moloch, what happens? What happens, people, when you pass your soul through the fire of Moloch? You got to go according to their time, unto their order. You know what I'm saying? See, with Illuminati Radio, I don't go according to their time. I don't go according to their order. When I hear the news, I put the news out. I don't put the news out on a certain time to correlate to a certain agenda. No.
Here, man. All the media is quoting him for. Here, I'll just read this article right here. Rob Skiba, an influential figure in flat Earth and Christian circles, has died of COVID-19, colleagues announced on Thursday. And it seems like the news was circulated.
You know, if he was a big figure in Christian circles, if he was a big influence in Christian circles, then he should know about the Bible. And if he should know about the Bible, then he wouldn't have to worry about whether the earth is flat or round, because he would know the earth is flat, because you can go right to scripture. You can go to either the book of Revelations, or you can go to the book of Deuteronomy, or you can go to the book of Deuteronomy or the book of Genesis. It tells you there. It tells you it right there. You know what I'm saying? And who is this calling me? Yeah, let me see. Yes, I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. You're live. You're live. I'm in the middle of a podcast right now. Let me call you right back.
No, listen, Mike.
We're on the air. We're on the air now. Go ahead.
You heard me?
Yeah, we're on the air now.
I said your cousin got shot. Right.
Okay. Let me call you back, because we're on the air. I'm gonna call you right back.
All right.
Okay. All right. So like I said, you know what I'm saying. Well, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Soon as man, I said we on the air. I told him we on the air. See, every time I do my damn shows, somebody want to call me and interrupt. Let me see.
Wednesday night, because that's when I was doing the TFR show, and normally he would have the show right after mine. And the thing about Rob Skiba is, so often his show is a rerun. You know, Chris Gio says to stay on the network, 80% of our shows have to be live.
That's what I was saying. What I was saying was, if he was a big figure in Christian circles, then he would know the truth, and he can just go right to the scripture and show the truth, and that conspiracy would be over. It wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying?
I know Rob Skiba was always breaking that rule. It seemed like 80% of his shows were reruns. But anyway, just to read it again, Rob Skiba, an influential figure in flat Earth and Christian circles, has died of COVID-19. Colleagues announced on Thursday. He had been fighting the virus since at least late August, when he began exhibiting symptoms after Take on the World, a biblical flat earth conference. Hold on, I got to see when that was. Take on the World Conference, August 2021. It was August 20th through the 22nd. It ended on a fateful date. You know what's wild? From the last day of that conference to the day he died is 52 days later, or a span of 53. And again, they're saying he died at age 52. And again, that's his 53rd year of life. So from the start of the conference, 54 days, but from the end of the conference, August 22nd, 52 days later, or a span of 53. 228's a death number. I didn't decode this. I'm just going to look at it. Take on the World. Yeah, it's got some interesting things, but... Okay. He has been sick since coming back from Take on the World, a Facebook friend posted in early September, adding that Skiba had been hospitalized for low oxygen levels. One of the country's most prominent advocates of flat earth theory. That's true. I mean, he was one of the hardest working guys in the flat earth community. He was always trying to... The one thing I got to say about Skiba and the flat earth is he was trying to be scientific about it. You know, he was trying to do experiments to prove it. I mean, I'd say he was definitely biased, but he did put in the effort, and I'm on the record saying many times, if only he put his effort into exposing more important things, we might end the tyranny in this world. But, going on, adding that Skiba had been hospitalized for low oxygen levels, one of the country's most prominent advocates of flat earth theory, Skiba was also skeptical of COVID-19 vaccines and some of the illness treatments. On the first day of the Take on the World conference, Skiba authored a Facebook post suggesting that the COVID-19 vaccines were dangerous. To those who disagree with my position on our current situation, one of us is right, he wrote. Unless Yahweh miraculously intervenes based on what I'm seeing, hearing, the one scenario...
Well, we know he's talking about Yahweh. You know who Yahweh is, right? Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? That's the golden calf that Aaron was worshiping and the Israelites was worshiping at the bottom of the mount with, you know what I'm saying, when Aaron was making the golden calf from all of the gold and stuff like that. That's Yahweh. That's Yahweh. So we see what type of Christian circles he was in. Satanic Christian circles.
That really does appear to be coming into focus is the likelihood that within, I'd say, 2 to 3 years or so, one of us will probably be dead. Truly, I take no joy in saying this, nor will I if I'm the one still standing. It's kind of an interesting remark, because he makes it seem like he could go too. Skiba's community memorialized him on social media. Whether you agree or disagree with him on a particular subject, you can't help but love his genuine, authentic, loving, disarming, comical approach to very polarizing content. Friend wrote.
See, and that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? They put up these agents, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, man, what the hell? As soon as I'm doing the show, I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a show. Can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a show. I'm going to call you right back. Okay. Damn. See, now like I said, that's the thing. These elites, they put people like this, these religious leaders or these religious people, so-called people in place to be religious, so that, you know what I'm saying, they and put them up to be influencers so that you guys can follow them down the road to destruction, because they give you a little bit of truth and then, you know what I'm saying, the rest is just full of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Yahweh. Really? Yahweh or Yahweh? Same thing. These are agents, people.
Tribute. What a great teacher. I think that's a fair comment, because he wasn't like, even when he's making fun of our community and our work when he's starting his show, it's like in a lighthearted way. I mean, he seemed like he was a nice guy. I never got to meet him, but...
And for you complimenting him and you cannot see that this man is an agent, you are an agent too. You can't see that you complimenting him and he's discrediting your work. And if you know that your work is true and he's discrediting your work, so by him discrediting your work, you know that man's an agent. And you still complimenting him even though he's discrediting your work, you were with him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's really dead, it's sad, but at the same time, he was hospitalized. I think that's a big mistake. I think stay out of the hospitals. But,
and another thing.
Yeah, just the day he died.
And another thing, you done already calculated the numbers up for him. You know what I'm saying? All the numbers line up to be a kill shot. And you still saying, oh, if he's dead. If the numbers line up to be a kill shot, he's dead, because one of the things that they at least do, they do not stray. These numbers line up to be the same every time.
And I didn't even again, he died on the day leaving 79 days left in the year, right? I'm sure we were talking about Murder by Numbers plenty of times where Rob would come on the air and make a joke about the work, but again, in the most simple cipher, murder 79. Dead on the day leaving 79 days left in the year. We know COVID's a huge Society of Jesus agenda. He was Mr. Jesus. Society of Jesus 79. Same with Knights Templar. Knights Templar 79. Christianity 79. Yeshua 79.
Now, when he's saying the Society of Jesus, you know what I'm saying? You know who Jesus is. Jesus is that white man that they got in every Christian church. That's Rodrigo Cesar Borgia. That's not our Messiah. That is what this whole Jesuit system is built off of. The Society of Rodrigo Cesar Borgia. Not our Messiah. But they push that Jesus on us for as participation. But that's going to wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? That's enough for this. But he was sacrificed by the numbers. He's a goner. You know what I'm saying? His mission was over. He got you guys distracted during, you know what I'm saying, his reign as, you know what I'm saying, flat earth. He had a lot of people distracted. Anyway, his mission is done. He's done. You know what I'm saying? This is news. I'm your host. I'm your pastor, Mr. Michael Smith. If you're new to this podcast, make sure you hit that follow button. Turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I break this news. And like I said, people, if you want to tune into our Bible study classes so you can learn the truth, send me a friend request to my Facebook page, which is PSTR Michael Smith, and that's on Facebook. That's PSTR Michael Smith, and that's on Facebook. Till next time, stay tuned. God bless you.